the head coach of the NFC East champion Washington football team, Ron Rivera, here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing good, Rich. Doing well.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. What if I had told you in week 1 that this is the way week 17 would end? How would you have handled that information, Coach, back then?
Well, week 1, I wouldn't have agreed. Week 5, I would have thought definite possibility. That's for sure.
Okay. Now, in just your own personal journey here this year, what does this division title and right to host Tom Brady and the Buccaneers for the whole country to sit in and watch on a triple header capper of a wild card Saturday, what does that mean for you, Coach?
Well, I think it is, it speaks well to the resilience of our football team, to the development of our young players, and to the triumphant return of Alex Smith to football. It's there were a lot of things that happened this year, a lot of interesting things that happened. We had a lot of young players that we played this year. At one point, I think I counted 28 guys that were first, second, and third-year players that have played meaningful snaps for us. So they were growing and developing as a football team. We had Alex get his opportunity to get back on the football field, and as a starter, I believe he's 5-1 for us this year. So that's pretty exciting. Granted, we did play in a division that was down, that nobody took the bull by the horn. And that's why in week 5, I made the move I did in changing quarterbacks and saying that I wanted to take our shot at seeing if we could win the division. And we did, and we were fortunate enough to come out on top, because, again, I think our guys, our coaches, did a great job in terms of just sticking to it, working. And the thing that I think that was also beneficial, Rich, was just the fact that we had something to play for every week, from start to finish. We had a chance, especially, as I said, starting from week 5 on, with the knowledge that nobody was running away with the division.
So what is the conversation with you and Alex Smith like? And if you don't mind me setting the story up this way, the question this way, but just the backstory of you, a Super Bowl champion from your playing days, and then somebody trying to get into coaching as you did, and then a 2-time coach of the year, coaching a team that makes it to the Super Bowl, but that organization, and you part ways and you get a new spot, and you learn that you're battling cancer. And one of your quarterbacks on the team is somebody who you don't even know if you can count on at some point because, for the right reasons, a former first overall selection in his next new stop, his third new team, trying to get an opportunity. 17 surgeries is needed to get him back on the field. What is that conversation after you were both division champions together like last night?
It was pretty cool. Honestly, there really wasn't much of a conversation. I think it was more of a stare and a look and a nod is really what it was all about. I just happened to, I went around and I congratulated everybody, and he was doing media. And when we were both pretty much finished up and heading out, we crossed paths and just kind of caught eyes and just kind of looked at each other with a smile and nodded at one another. And I patted him on the shoulder as I walked by him. It really was a lot more unsaid than it really was a big conversation, to be honest.
But that look said a whole bunch, didn't it? Pretty much.
It did to me. It did. Just looking at him, and it's interesting because, on up until the probably about the last 2 weeks of training camp, I really wasn't sure where Alex was, and he had asked to come see me. And so he came in and we started talking. And then, like I said, this is like the last 2 weeks of training camp. And he looked at me and said, I need to know if I can make it. I need more of an opportunity. I don't think I'm getting a fair opportunity to make the team. I really want this. I really want to. I looked at him and I said, really? He said, yes, I really want this. I got to find out. I got to find out for me. I just don't want you to gratuitously bring me along or anything like that. I want it. I want more. And it's interesting because with that conversation, with him telling me he wanted more, it made me feel more comfortable to put him in that situation where he would get more. that he was ready for it. And so I said, and I had Kenny Zampese in here with me and Scott Turner, and I said, look, he wants more, and if he wants more, let's give him every opportunity. Let's put him in the middle of these things. Let's put him in these situations. Let's put him in these circumstances. And we did for the next couple of weeks of practice, and I won't say they were live drills, but they were action drills. And so guys were around his feet, guys were falling towards his leg, guys were coming close to him, and he just stood tall and kept throwing the ball downfield. And it gave me more and more confidence. And that's why I kept him on the roster, because I just knew as he got more and more confidence, he would get better and better. And it just kind of blossomed that way. And it was because of his goading is the reason why. And that's the reason why he's been successful, because he's that kind of person. He wants it. He wants more.
Have you turned his leg brace into a trophy of sorts? His wife has done that?
His wife has done that? From what I understand. He had this brace that he had on his leg to keep it immobile, and somebody showed me the picture of it, and it mimics a Super Bowl trophy. And
right.
I think it's very apropos when you look at it. I mean, you really do. If you ever get a chance,
no, we're showing it on
social media.
We see it on the screen here. Yeah. It looks just
It's impressive.
It is incredible.
It really is.
It is incredible. And as it turned out, Coach Ron Rivera here on the Rich Eisen Show, his professionalism is something that you desperately needed towards the end here. A couple of storylines from last night and just a couple weeks ago I want to hit with you here is the departure of Dwayne Haskins. What do you think happened, and what do you think he could potentially bring to another team that unfortunately he did not bring to yours, Coach?
Well, I think, one guy's at Ohio State, he had a lot of success, but I'm not sure if just playing one full year really prepares you for the rigors of the NFL. And he had a lot to learn, and he's got have to have an understanding of how to prepare, how to be a pro. The young man has a terrific arm. He's got good athleticism. He's got good movement skills. And he just needs to understand, learn, and grow and mature. And I think, having, hit, I don't want to say rock bottom, but at a low point in your career, I think hopefully this helps him, because he's a good young man, and he's just got to learn some things that will help him as a football player. He has a skill set that can help him. And if he learns and grows and somebody can mentor him and get him to do it the right way, I think he can help. I really do. I think this also might be a good opportunity for him. And I just felt at the time that if parting ways was the best thing for us both. And so hopefully he'll get a good fresh start. And he's hopefully learned a lesson or two that he can carry with him that will help him and help his new team.
And then let's get to last night's game, Coach, as I'm sure the conversation of your accomplishments got lost quite a bit in the aftermath of the game because of the insertion of Nate Sudfeld into the game when it was winnable for both teams. What did you think when Sudfeld trotted on the field last night?
I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't. It's interesting when one team's playing for something and somebody else isn't. The other team can do whatever they want in terms of players they play, plays they run. I think people get upset about it for whatever the reason is, but people got to understand that a coach is going to do what he thinks is best for his team's growth and development going forward. And so I don't begrudge it, because you get in these situations, people go, well, look what happened. But yeah, well, look what happened to us 2 weeks ago. Nobody cared that Alex couldn't play. Nobody cared that Terry McLaurin wasn't going to play. Nobody said, oh, let's make it even. Don't let your starters play. That's what happens. And so if a coach decides something, that's what he decides. I mean, I've been in that situation in the past where I said, hey, let's play them all. Get them all out there. Give them opportunities. But it's just, I get it. People want to make something of it. That's fine. If they need something to talk about, that's fine. I've had people say, you should have never gotten the playoffs at 7-8-1, but yet we win a playoff game and we have a chance to win a second one. In the 2014 season, and people say, oh, you shouldn't have got in, but at the time we were hot. We won 4 in a row to get there. So, for us to tell people what they should do with their teams and how they should do it, that's hey, he does what he thinks is best for his team going forward.
Ron Rivera, Washington football team head coach here on the Rich Eisen Show. And, I don't know how fair it was, Coach, to throw a guy who hasn't played in 3 years on the other side of the line of scrimmage of Chase Young. I mean, what he is doing right now is quite something. Can you compare it? Because, again, Jack Del Rio dropped the name of Ray Lewis when Chris Collinsworth was calling the game last night, saying that in terms of just leadership skills and grown-ass man skills, this is what, he reminds Jack. You've been around some 85 Bears as well. Is there anybody that you can compare Chase Young to, Ron Rivera?
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, he most certainly is a different kind of football player. And, maybe as he grows in his career, you might have somebody start comparing him, to Lawrence Taylor. But I don't want to go there yet. I think he has that kind of ability.
No, I could understand why you want to go there yet, but what aspects of his game do you think reminds you of him then?
Oh, his love of the game. First of all, he loves the game. He absolutely loves everything about the game.
Right.
And he's got some impact playability. He's one of those young guys that came out early, and you just wish he had a little bit more time to continue to grow and develop. But we got him, and we're going to keep working with him because I think he's a guy that can be a very special player someday.
We're looking at him. Yeah,
more so than he is right now because he is a good player.
Yeah, we're looking at him right now. He went back on the field and knelt on the 50-yard line in his championship, his NFC East championship shirt, just kind of soaking it all in.
Yes. That's
a different cat right there, man. I'll tell you that. That's just
yeah, he is. I'll tell you, he's got that relentless motor. But the other thing he's got too is he's got this energy that's infectious. And it draws people to him. You know what I'm saying? And just guys see the way he does things, and next thing you know, guys pick it up, and guys get going, and guys feed off of it. It's crazy because he'll go over, during a game, and he'll stand next to me and talk about things, and then he'll go over and he'll stand next to to one of the offensive coaches, the running backs coach, and he'll tell him, man, I like how the way your guys run it, man. I got to keep him going.
Well, Coach, look, I appreciate the time here on the program. And last one for you. Chase Young also said, and we're talking about how special I don't know if you're aware, he said that he wants to bring on Tom Brady. He actually said those words. What do you think is his coach?
Oh, yeah. I think he wants to play against the best. I really do. That's him. He loves it. Right. I'll tell you this. When we're getting ready to play Pittsburgh,
yeah,
and we're going through warm-ups, and he sees Ben Roethlisberger, and he comes up and he goes, damn, that's Ben Roethlisberger. Man, I tell you, this is exciting, Coach. This is exciting. He said, I want to get to know Ben. and I said, relax, you'll get your chance. Well, so then he goes, warms up, and comes back. Now, Ben is closer to midfield, and Morrow standing over there at midfield. He just runs over there and shakes Ben's hand. I mean, he is so excited. He's a football guy. You know that expression? I want guys that love playing professional football,
right,
not being professional football players. That's Chase. He loves playing the game. He loves everything about the game. He gets excited. He gets excited about, this is Tom Brady. I'm going to be on the same field as Tom Brady. He's going to be on the same field as Gronkowski. I mean, that's the way he looks at it. I mean, it is such a kid-like attitude about the game. It's fun for him.
Okay, then that's the way you because sometimes people say bring him on and they rue the word saying that, but you're saying it comes from a different place, is what you're saying, Ron.
Oh, without a doubt, Just
okay.
because I got to see how he was when he saw Ben Roethlisberger.
Right.
That was cool. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly, it's like how I felt when I sat there and saw Joe Montana. I mean, you sit there and go, man, that's freaking Joe Montana. That's Marcus Allen. Are you kidding?
I love it. That's terrific. All right, Coach Ron Rivera here on the Rich Eisen Show. Congrats on making the playoffs, winning the division, and continuing this remarkable and frequently painful and dramatic, but ultimately rewarding journey for you this year, Coach. I appreciate the time. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.